Who is our music director? This is Ian Anderson, our art director. Our weapons director. Aaron Patrici, our co-director in writing. This is the man who started it all, Tyler Teskey.
Going further, we feel like we need to loosen things up just a little bit because they want to do like a concert across the way, and that's not fun. Okay, so I want you to either clap your hands or stomp your feet like this. Now, when I point to you, you're going to say the same words I do. You ready? Stable-Tec Studios. Okay, a decent amount. Fantastic. Well, for those of you who don't know, Fallout Equestrian is a novel written back in 2011 by an avid Fallout and MLP fan named K-Cat. She merged these two seemingly opposed properties together into the fantastical universe that we're trying to bring to life. So, it tells the tale of a young mare who leaves the bomb shelter she was born in to find her one true love, and goes on an epic quest of adventure that ends up being a chance to save the entire wasteland itself. And so we here at Stable-Tec Studios intend to turn that adventure, her epic tale of the Lightbringer, into a fully realized animated series. And so, of course, that series was all the brainchild of our fantastic director, Mr. Tyler Teskey. Ever since Tyler began this project 2 years ago, we have grown to a worldwide entity involving members from several different continents and countries all over the place, working very hard on this project that we are all so passionate about. And unfortunately, of course, as many people as we do have here tonight, we couldn't bring everyone with us, and so a few of them wanted to say hi in their own unique way.
So, our next speaker is Evan Hunt. Wait a second, who's this guy? Oh, him. You know Bob, right? That guy who insists his name is Evan, but everyone just call him Bob. Oh, yeah, anyway, apparently, yeah, he stumbled into what would become Stable-Tec's HQ one night now, with nothing but an orange jumpsuit and a hasty name tag ready to fall. So it sounded like Teskey was about to kick him out and possibly call the cops, but he managed to avoid that fate by proving him to be true. His vectoring contributions slowly morphed into animation, so to speak. And at one point, before Mohan came on, he even tried to stick her legs. As a problem, Mohan failed to indoctrinate him with acceptable levels of insanity. So that JD bumped off into the helper. Somehow he got back, and he's never the same since. He's been working around and bouncing from department to... Wait a sec. Isn't Bob that same guy who keeps eating all the leftover donuts and food in the fridge? Celestial. Why hasn't someone exercising yet? Seems like get behind the stars. I'm telling you guys, everything that's different is good.
Hello, fine people of BABSCon. I am Raven Merchant, or Panda Stories if you go by my online name. It is a shame that I was not able to attend this con myself, but it's wonderful to know that you're all here at this panel. As for my occupation here at Stable-Tec, I do concept art, storyboarding, animation, or just plain anything in the art side of production. Well, it was nice speaking to you all. I hope BABSCon suits you all well, and remember, stay growing, my friends.
Hey everybody, my name is Allison Branscombe, but I am also known as Amnesia. I am a storyboard artist, animator, and voice actor here at Stable-Tec Studios.
Hello, my name is Peter Reynolds. I voice a few different roles in the animated series and also a couple in the game of the same name. But primarily, I'm the voice of Steel Hose. Some of you may also know me from my narration work on Fall of Equestria, Heroes by No One, where I play Silkstorm by Iron Gun, that's me. And Serenity, and Flare, and Platinum Maze. Yeah, those guys too, and some others. Why are we doing this again? Well, because you said you would. I did win. Oh, so don't even bother you with drinking. Shut up, Flare. What, was I drinking? Yes? Alright then, well. Yeah, so, yeah, okay then, bye.
You will not be held responsible for any impairments or damage caused by excessive exposure to the following.
What? What are you doing? Get that camera out of here. You can't take my picture. Get out. Pay your attention to the phone behind the curtain. That is it. Why, you?
Hey guys, hi. Supposed to grab my ideas and poems. I wanted to say, I'm David, or better known as BSC Grant. I'm 23 years old, and coming from Poland, and like you, I'm a Roman. But to this table, I'm a face movie. So basically, I'm a human. And I'm an artist as well. But I just wanted to say, have a nice day, enjoy the show, and of course, enjoy our new performance out there.
And we have one more.
Hi guys, my name is Julia. Sorry I couldn't be there for the panel today in person. It's awesome to talk to you guys all on this satellite, and I just want to say that I'm super honored to be on the project. And I can't wait until it's complete. So you guys, hopefully you all will enjoy.
Thought you could fool me, did you? How dare you not invite me, the highest of royalty, to this momentous announcement?
Oh, Ken and Chris, you're not even in this series.
You don't even belong here. Those yelling now.
Aren't I, though? Who do you think turned the entire continent into a barren, green-tinted wasteland?
Radiation, anyone?
I thought Bell talked about it. That's not it. Oh,
A lovely story. No one else is green. Me. Clearly I should take credit for the destruction so easily.
Cadence did it with the power of love. You were literally beaten by a Huey Lewis song. Exactly. Yes. Nothing to say now.
You insolent whelp! My magic as well as my logic is infallible.
Okay, you know what? This is getting embarrassing for both of us. Let's see. Where is it?
What? What's happening? No! What is this trickery? You can't just... No!
That's all I gotta say. Thanks for listening, guys, and hopefully I will see you all soon. What?
Nothing. No.
All right. So now that you've met a few more of our wonderful studio members in their own special ways, we would like to start off with a few updates we've had to our studio ever since Evergreen, in case any of you happen to see that either online or in person last year. Mr. Michael.
Thank you very much. It's been an incredible ride ever since then. Things have been moving at an incredible pace. We have had a lot of people come in. We've had some people go, but it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. I think you guys are going to agree as soon as this panel is over that the things that we're doing are going to blow a lot of minds. A lot of people are going to get really excited. They're going to be just about as passionate about this as we are. And the people that have put the work into this have been amazing. You would not believe how many nights we have spent until like 3 in the morning talking on Skype with people in Britain, with people in Poland and Germany, just even Thailand. Or even Thailand, if you guys did get to see any of the Thailand pony stuff. They were wonderful. They contacted us and wanted us to premiere some of the stuff down there. And that was pretty exciting. We had a Stable-Tec specially made for that. If you guys have not seen that, that is a podcast that we do. And we also have, if I'm not mistaken, we have a brand new website that you guys can check out at any point now. Stable-TecStudios.com. You can get all the information, keep up with our updates, know what's going on. And it's pretty much updated on a weekly basis.
We're always adding something new, and essentially it will be the #1 source for a few other things we're working on, besides, of course, consider everything else. But the important thing, of course, is the fact that we have novel source material, but there's always a little bit of a transition between book to screen, which is where our faithful writing department comes to some.
Hey, Aaron. You're good.
If you've seen the video, our panel at Evergreen on Quest, you may recognize me as Mr. Creature.
No.
My job is to include covering the writing department, voice acting, being a social media representative in PR, and being the only people on this panel.
And drawing a lot of pictures of girls.
A lot.
Alright, but enough about me. Let's talk about our writing department, where we improve both the scripts and the minds of our workforce. Now, I know what you think. But Aaron, well, the question here's already been written. Why did you bother with writing? Well, I'll tell you. All the questions in a first-person point of view, involving our main character, okay, where our animated series is going to be in a more third-person point of view. Let's do it like this. This story was telling you a story. We're showing it to you, so we can't have we divided this massive story into 5 seasons with about 13 episodes each running about 15 to 20 minutes long. We did this by, well, one of us did this. He locked himself away in this room with no light, no food, no water for an entire weekend and reread the entire thing.
director, Mr. Ian Anderson, talking about the ultimate beautiful mans. Let's start with man.
I still get the spot, buddy. But yeah, obviously I do a lot of the art department kind of stuff. So okay, so as I kind of like three basic philosophy here when we design stuff in the world. So a lot of things that I'm an anthropologist by trade. So I take a lot of effort in designing, setting up design philosophy, stuff like that, with a bit of an anthropological edge. So I incorporate three kind of elements that is kind of shared amongst a lot of the artists in the studio, where it kind of has like a blending of both equestrian aesthetics and fallout aesthetics. So you have kind of like that curvy and cool and sexy looking curvature you see in a lot of like stuff you see in the TV show, and you have this merging with stuff in the show. So you have a lot of this it's a weird amalgam of tomfoolery, and I'm not sure how to really describe it right now, because clearly I'm just as a wreck here, so you're gonna forgive me right now. And of course there's always a third aspect. We have to think about the biology of who is using the world, who's using all kinds of doodads and stuff in the world. So and so, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, a lot of things seem to be like repurposed. Keep going. So shit like that's cool. Obviously, from that, aside from designing gadgets and doodads, you have to think about each section of the world and how it's all kind of organized. Like, there's a band of raiders over here, so they might be near an urban center or near a rural center, and so how they're designed is based on stuff like that, and I'm good time explaining it. So those are good pictures. They're pretty pictures. This is a big block that I designed. I kind of incorporated those three elements, and this is just the first batch. And it has it's kind of big buttons for ponies. It has that curvy looking niceness to it that you see with like a lot of equestrian junk, and then you have it's kind of blocky like a pit bull. Okay, show your pit bull.
Right there.
Yeah, blocky that motherfucker. I mean, that SOB is. So you're gonna have that. It's kind of all curvy. I mean, look at that, man. Look at that. It's kind of like curvy and huge and blocky and stuff like that. And this is kind of the final draft of it, and it's got that stuff. And
now, a more fleshlight version with a bit of texturing that we'll be having in another thing coming up soon.
Yes.
But, of course, we wanted to take things to a bit of a different level, because we don't just have one race of people like we did in the Fallout universe. We have three races, which means each of them would have their own evolution of design philosophies and approaches to technology, such as terminals.
Oh yeah, stuff's really sexy. Oh my god, like Darkseid just made this. Like, oh my god, you just put that stuff together. It's peanut butter and jelly. I mean, look at that. Look at how blocky it is. And it's got that nice scrolling in it, and it looks like it's made for a pony. I mean, look at that. You don't have a keyboard like any other guy has. It's got little knobs and stuff on it. Look at that. You're freaking love this shit. Okay. You see. Okay, you know how there's a fetlock that ponies have? It is kind of key to this thing. So the fetlock pushes down the button and turn the knob around, and it's like a keyboard, It's kind of based it off of the typewriters of the show. But relax. It's okay.
The best way that I could think of to handle this is that you would think as a human, we're going to type, we have all of our fingers to work with all the different letters and different numbers. But for a pony to type, you only have, since they have only the two modes, they're put on it, and it works kind of like a rotary phone. They press it, they rotate it to whatever letter they want, they press it down. That would be like us pressing the letter of the number on a keyboard.
So just like with humans learning to type, you would learn to type with the different programs and get good enough. Especially if you see in real life there are, I forget the proper term, the people who take the full descriptive notes in courtrooms. They actually have the mini shorthand, keyboards. That it gets everything, and it's a different approach completely to it, which is why art team's main focus is finding legitimate ways that all this technology will work with ponies, because that is the toughest thing. It's making it believable, making it real, like it belongs in the world. It belongs. It was made by their hooves.
It looks totally weird to us, but for any other chance you like grew up in a stable or grew up in this, pre-war era, it just makes perfect sense to them.
Or in a lot of cases, just adding our own little equestrian design to a fallout.
But you guys, what do you think this is? Just say it. Yeah, what is this? Who knows what this is? You, right there, right next to the guy in the way.
It's a sprite bot.
Exactly. Your amazing elevator.
Sprite bot that's been to the shuttles.
But it's got that, it's kind of got its own little equestrian flair to it, and that's what we're kind of going with.
And on top of the artists doing the props and various designs, we have our background team working on some fantastic backdrops, such as Mr. Duke Chaser, who's done just these incredible looks at what what the city's going to look like, what all of the locations are going to look like, giving them, again, a real feel, but taking it beyond the level of MLB, giving it the futuristic feel that Fallout Equestrian is released. And then, of course, the destroyed feature that Fallout Equestrian is released.
We like browns, we like grays,
Blue strays, very weird. And including our fabulous 1020 towers. But of course, just like anything else, another thing that we have to adapt is the weaponry too, because every company's got to have their gun. Mr. Man.
Yes, they do. Like exactly what we were talking about with the keyboard, where they don't have fingers, they can't really manipulate a trigger or manipulate the loading mechanism like we would. So their long weapons are actually completely and utterly hook-based. They still treat it like a rifle. It's hooked onto their, like they have little small hooks that go into the arm, they hold it up. They still have their other 3 legs if they want to maneuver, if they want to move around. But the trigger is actually on the side of the weapon, so they just rotate their wrist, and that would completely hit the trigger. And for a sidearm like that, it's all mount operated, but it's all specifically built so that the iron sights are directly in front of the eye, so that they don't have to move around. Once they're holding it, they can aim. And everything else is either hook-based or mount-based. And when we're actually going through, like I was just talking about,
go back down and look for stuff.
Like I was just talking about with all the different moving pieces, you'll see in one of the later you probably already saw it. When I'll design weapons, I'll design them from the inside out. Like they have to both look good, they have to be useful for ponies, but all in all, I need to make sure they can't act. So whenever I design a weapon, I actually go through this phase before I do anything else. And this is what I was talking about, like it has to be designed around the pony. This goes through, because the pony obviously has a larger chest and a bigger muscles there. So the stock is built around that, everything is both operated, the sights are aiming because they're just for the hook, the sights are going to be a little bit in front of them, so it has to be a little bit side. It's entirely built around there and now, and how the best user for a soldier to use it on the field. Because especially weapons like this seems like a pony assault rifle, and there's a sidearm. We're not designing a weapon for the basic, we're designing it for when it was built. Because if you find an assault rifle, even in like the ball games, when was that actually built? Like anybody, when was that actually built? If you're playing ball, you find an assault rifle. 2017, like years and years ago. So we're not designing it for now, we're designing it for then. And right there, that's actually that pistol that you saw before. That is actually all the internal working mechanisms of how that is the self-defense pistol 10, the 10mm pistol. That's actually how it all works. And all the weapons we have will have internal use. And building around culture and building around everything else, these are more specifically for receiver weapons. In every have read the story, you know that zebras are much more of a warrior culture, much more of a martial arts base. So all the weapons, like their urbanized are designed for martial arts style. Their weapons are designed to hit really slick, hit hard, hit fast. Pony weapons are built around them, zebra weapons are built around them.
But then, of course, one of the main things of an animated series is that you get to bring voice actors into the mix. And that is one thing that the fandom cranks out at a surprisingly good rate. Everyone tries their hook at voice acting, and everyone has a certain degree of talent, but once you go through it, there are some real stars that shine. And one thing we value more than anything are the people that have the passion, that want to join the voice acting team, and throw their voice in the mix, because they end up contributing in such amazing ways. In fact, some voice actors who just start out as nobodies end up becoming the indisputably most important person in Stable 2, who shelters us from the harshness of the atomic wasteland, and to whom we owe everything, including our lives. The Overview. Who became became our VA director at the end of the year, and she has been fantastic voicing and getting everyone rounded together and just getting the best take she can, really getting down on the VA's level and working with them to get the best take that they can give for that character. Because, like I said, we have very passionate people in the fandom, people that often come to us. In most cases, come to us because they love Fallout Equestrian and they want to use their talents to make this series as good as they can, just like the rest of us. It's why we're here, it's what we're passionate about. So even if they just play background characters for a little bit, they put in enough auditions and they find that role that fits. They find that perfect thing almost meant for them, and they really get to shine with those parts. But on top, of course, voice acting is only one part of the equation. Then we have sound effects, like you heard earlier with our fabulous stable door. We have a few experienced sound effects people from a wide variety of ranges and experience, from classic live sound mixing to the more modern computer age. And together we've been able to do some really incredible things and bring that unique sound to the wasteland, almost as much as our music team, who has been working very hard on creating a fantastic score for the series, taking it beyond just the classic Fallout score of Eno and Zur and Mark Warren, which we're still heavily based on, of course. But we're adding our own influences, adding our own spins on it, because this isn't the Mojave Wasteland or the Capital Wasteland or the New California Republic. This is the Equestrian Wasteland, and it deserves a good soundtrack. And so the Balefire Symphony, the collection of our musicians, all bring their own unique stylings to it. There are some of them who are really good at acoustic music, or jazz music, or horns and brass, and with each of them we're able to put them in the right place, the right setting they deserve, because they can all give that extra flavor to the location that they can bring to life the best. And just a little sample of it, why don't we show you what just over a dozen of our musicians have in. utmost spread. We literally have like 8 time zones across 10 different countries, and they have been such hard workers, and we wish we could have demoed more, but we have a limited time slot. And of course, beyond just standard score, we've been working hard on a bunch of original swing and vocal songs, because we have so many characters and so many voices we need to bring to life. We had a benefit early last year on Fallout Day. Quick question, what day is Fallout Day? What day is Fallout Day? Okay.
Say it out. Say it out.
October 23rd. Very close.
Close.
Anyway, so we were able to demo the voice of our siren of the old wasteland. And it's one thing that we really like to do is giving each of these specials just a little bit of story, a little bit of a vignette and look into the wasteland or the world before. Just use music as a storytelling element, because that's what it is. Music is the voice. It is the character of the wasteland. And so we want to take that and bring it to life as best as we can, either in a more serious fashion or in something a little bit sillier, a bit of a holiday special, so to speak. And so we have a lot of fun with little things like this when we're bored, and we have a lot more on the way, of course, as well. And if you ever want to hear all of these just with a nice tiled album art display, we have a Bandcamp page as well. So you can check them all out there and download them in high fidelity quality. And then another thing we've been working on just in our free time is a side radio play series called Confessions of the Wasteland Pony. Has anyone ever heard of that? No. Oh, a few people? Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's just a little side story. It's a prequel to Fallout Equestria, and it features DJ Pony basically interviewing a bunch of different wastelanders and getting their own unique tale, their own lives in the equestrian wasteland. And with it, it's something we want to do as sort of like a world-building element, have everyone give their voice, because we know the story of the Lightbringer, of Little Pip, and everyone who she touches and comes in contact with. But it is such a full world, and 240 spin-off stories says that it's a world that can be built on so insanely. And so we thought, hey, we'd give our own try at it, including our recent episode with Glur Doctor, who looks quite a bit better than he did in the episode. He has more skin this time. Isn't that right, Doctor?
That's right, DJ Pony.
Yeah, you look like you've been getting more sun.
I'm getting more sun these days. It's been much better since the day to do this cloud cover, but very soon sunlight is all.
Which is great, because one thing San Francisco is known for is not cloudy skies and sunlight all the time. But anyway, we also have a fantastic artist who's put his free time aside to help us out, turning my chicken scratch drawings like this into fantastic works of art like this. And so his name is Lee Chung, and he has been just a huge help on this little side project that originally I started just for kids, more or less. And with his help, we've been able to just give that extra life to an audiobook series that usually wouldn't associate with the visuals of a copy. And after that, we also were able to find a little bit of free time in the schedules of some of our other artists, like Mr. Vector Roney, who gave us this beautiful portrait, and New Chaser, again, who drew this fantastic version of Splendid Valley. And then, of course, the reactor from Stable-Tec from episode 2. But, of course, the main thing always has been the animated series. And now we have an animator here who can tell us a little bit about following in Bella's footsteps.
So we've been in the works for making a puppet for quite some long time. We've actually gone through 3 different puppets. We've gone through the original LP puppet we're going to use, and we want to do something like a hybrid. But then we finally came to a style that we like.
Something's wrong with her hair.
Well, anyway, for the puppet that we now have, we have 18 different angles for the puppet. So it has a full 360 rotation, which we will be adding all the details for each main character. So we officially have more angles and more details in the puppet than the actual show itself. So.
But perhaps that's something that's better shown than described. Let's see if this works. Oh, there it is.
episode 1.
Still a work in progress, though.
Yes, absolutely. But we are moving forward. I think that you'll agree that all that we've been waiting for finally actually has something to show for it. So,
Questions?
absolutely. Back there?
Yeah. One thing I also went over this with a few other animators. Have you heard of Macroschism, or have you worked on it? It's like an underground animation project as well as yours.
I have.
Have not.
We actually suggested disguise the type. Have you ever thought of, as opposed to the purely ponytails, the ponytails just like these hoods that might let them operate like this, or maybe a skill that top out their belly, so that you can posture while firing the weapons?
That would be good.
The thing is that a lot of that is add some far too many moving parts, and one thing that was really there, but there's actually these straps on the weapon that would be issued with soldiers or anything else, so that when they hold it out in front of them, the strap would go taut on their neck and actually help them support the weapon in front of them in lieu of using their other foreleg or having a hand.
So no battle sights?
There will be battle sights.
Yes.
There will be battle sights.
There will be battle sights.
Those don't work for regular rifles?
They will be there. However, the thing is, the battle cell is much more intricate design, it's much more of a mechanism. This is just, okay, if you're a sandwich soldier or a civilian firearm, it's much more. The battle cell is a much more
advanced. That's not a for like an elite force.
Myself and Megan been up for countless hours just trying to figure this crap out. It's amazing how weird it is when we are not mechanical engineers trying to do this.
Like I was saying before with weapons, I will design everything from the inside before I make the outside. So trying to figure out all the machines to actually make a battle satellite work, that's been a little hard.
Let's go again. Go ahead.
I was wondering, all throughout the video and everything, where will we be able to see these videos when they're posted?
We have a couple of different mediums for that. We have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook channel, we also have a Tumblr, and I believe we have a Twitter too.
All of the episodes will be hosted on our YouTube channel, and then they will be shared across all of our social media.
In the back. Go ahead.
When you finish this project, will you be there? If you still feel like going on, would you be able to do follow equestria the Horizon project?
If we finish the entire book, we're going to feel pretty accomplished with ourselves and hopefully get a TV deal out of it.
Yes, but I think that the Horizons is a little bit too, and I know this is going to sound crazy because all the country is pretty violent, but Horizons is a little bit beyond what we want to delve into.
We bet we finish our thing before he finishes his thing.
Yes. There was a question over here. Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering if you were going to go word for word.
As Aaron spoke earlier, she was asking if we're going to go word for word with the book. Do you want to address that?
We're going to go as close to the source material as we can, but some things need to be changed, like, just for cinematic effect. Like, say, Little Pip thought something in the book that was, what's the word?
Her internal monologue?
Yeah, if she thought something that was significant, but she didn't actually say it, in our series, she will actually say it out loud. Because we're not in our heads, we're all on the outside, and none of us are,
It's a difference between, like what you were saying before, when you read a book and you're reading a thought, they're telling you what she's thinking. Since we're not actually inside her, we have to show you what she's thinking.
Yes, as an animation, a visual medium, we're going to tell all those nuances, all those with her facial expressions, with her actions. That's what we're going to shine as opposed to, say, a radio play series where she'll have an internal monologue or a narrator.
Speaking of which, if you guys are interested in word for word, Stable also hosts an audio series, which is an audio drama, has a full cast, sound effects, musical score, everything. So it's on the site as well, and it's up to chapter 9 now, and chapter 10 is in production. Any other questions? Oh. Go. I was going to say, go ahead. That shoot makes you look very professional. For anybody that doesn't know, really quick, up in the front here we have, this is Lee Chung, who is the vector lead. This man was the guy, he's the guiding light behind this animation. Come on, stand up, Kevin. This is Kevin Gonzalez. This is really behind the animation. all the way from Britain, Jack Winter.